Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Training Up Thomas. This was a project I did a couple weeks ago. A neighbor gave me a free desk and a hutch that went with it. It's a nice solid piece of wood and it was really a nice addition to my living room. I didn't have a desk to work on, so I was thankful that they were willing to pass it on over to me. The hutch goes on top of the desk, but in my house I'm actually using it as a standalone piece of furniture. The desk, I took the drawers out. I didn't want to paint them right away, so I went ahead and I just sanded the whole piece. I used a piece of sandpaper that goes on my electric sander because I didn't have a sanding block at the time. No rhyme or reason, I just went through different areas of the hutch and on the desk, sanded the wood down so that the Rust-Oleum that I used would stick. And I basically just kept a sheet on the ground and did it all in my living room while the kids were asleep, so I didn't have little hands wanting to touch all over the place. But I kind of just sanded it down, sanded the front, sanded the sides, sanded a little bit on the top, and I didn't sand the wood that I didn't want to paint too much. I didn't want to just leave it scuffed up, but I did just kind of go all around the piece, sand it up a little bit, and it worked out well. You see, I grabbed the sandpaper that I found in the shed. I didn't want to go out and buy any. I literally just went through. You see there's different finishes to the hutch. The back little panel board was already a little bit matte finish. The front was a little bit shiny. So I went ahead. I actually found this Rust-Oleum at Walmart on clearance. That's why I got it. In hindsight, I would probably not use this one again. Rust-Oleum is usually an oil-based paint, and I forget every time that I hate oil-based. It worked out well. It was an antique white, and it ended up being pretty, but on top of all the work that I did, I think I'm actually going to go back, sand some things down, and go ahead and use a chalk paint that I buy at Walmart, and I'll use a white chalk paint on this piece of furniture. But for what I did, it worked, and it was really cheap. I buy these foam things, brushes, whatever you want to call them, from Walmart. It's like 77 cents a pack. If you get it in the craft section, you'll get a lot to a pack. If you get it in the paint section, you actually only get one per that 77 cents. So I went ahead, I opened up the Rust-Oleum, and I just painted away. You can see I painted the sides, I painted the top. Anytime you have a long piece, you really want to paint in a very painter-like fluid movement. You don't want to just make little tiny brush strokes. So on the sides and the tops, I try to go from top to bottom and bottom to top as best as I possibly could. You see that I'm just kind of picking and choosing what I want to paint. I didn't have to paint it all. I could have painted the whole thing, but I really just wanted to find a few features that were accent on the front, paint them. Like I said, if I do this over again, I'm going to use chalk paint. I'm not going to use Rust-Oleum again, but I was able to use it on this project and it ended up working okay. I liked the white. The Rust-Oleum, like I said, was cheap, so it worked. You see, it was a pretty asset to my living room. I'm actually able to take the farmhouse signs that I make now and put them on display on the hutch. I now have a nice workstation to sit on the computer on, edit videos, look at my different blog things. And the hutch, I was able to, like I said, put it over to the side of my living room, not put it on the desk, and I love it. One of my favorite pieces of furniture now in my home. So thanks for tuning in. I hope this encourages you to be able to take some furniture and redo it.